card game where you can print as many copies of a card as you want, and they ship them right to your door? Let's check it out. Heyo, what up? Welcome back. It's Billy Quick. This is going to be a pretty unstructured, informal video. I'm just going to go over my print-on-demand delivery, what it looks like, and generally just what that process was like. So I got my box. It's a little ugly because I went through the trouble of opening it so you wouldn't have to watch me deal with that. But in case you're wondering what print-on-demand is, disclaimer, there are some sticky notes here so I don't dox myself with my delivery address. But print-on-demand is a cool feature that Equinox implemented with Altered, where you can place an order for your digital cards that you own, because you might not have physical copies of them, and just print as many copies as you would like. It's pretty exciting. I have acquired many cards that I don't actually own physically. Since the marketplace is open, you can purchase cards there, go play with them on Board Game Arena, before you decide if you want to buy them physically. So I placed my order on April 18th. It's now May 16th. So about a month to get this order. In total, it cost me $225 for the 15 packs, and then an additional $17.15 for shipping, which is kind of a steep shipping cost. It's a little less than 10% of the total cost. And now I wouldn't expect the size of your order to change how much the shipping would be, since this was international. It looks like, based on the tracking information, that it was printed or at least shipped to me from Belgium, which is across the pond, as they say. So a $17 shipping cost is probably not really worth it to just buy one deck, at least for me, because one deck being 40 cards, that's 2 packs, because there's 20 cards per pack. It'd be about 40 bucks for that order, and then another $17 on top of that. That's almost 50% of that order in shipping costs. So what I'd recommend is getting with some friends and seeing if they have cards they want to order. There's also a cool feature that Equinox offers for shops if they have the shop account set up. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that shops can be a delivery point and eat some of that shipping cost for local game store attendees. Don't quote me on that because I'm not actually sure exactly how it works, but I believe that's a way to alleviate some of that shipping cost burden. So in total, this package cost me $242.15. So I rounded up just a little bit, just under $250 for this pack. Equinox also had a little bonus offer, in case you didn't see, where based on the number of packs that you ordered, you would get some uniques with some extra foilers and some tokens in those packs. So there should be some bonus packs in here as well. And these uniques are going to be from the next set, the set that hasn't even released yet. Comes out in a couple of weeks. We might even see some exclusives, some cards that haven't been spoiled yet. We'll just review some of those uniques as we open them. Pretty excited about that. So as I said, I ordered 15 packs. There should be 6 bonus packs in here with uniques. And let's just go ahead and pop this boy open and see what it looks like on the inside. All right, box is empty. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so we've got some packs. I think I see these bonus packs hiding in here. Yeah, we've got these uniques, so very exciting. Maybe we should do those first, huh? Try and scrounge them up. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I don't see any more bonus packs. Did I miss them in the box? It doesn't look like I missed anything in the box. The box is pretty empty. There's nothing in these slats as far as I can tell. Okay, well, it looks like we're missing some stuff. I should have had 6 of these. It looks like I only got 4. Let's see if we're missing anything else. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, only 14 packs. Okay, well, I should have 15 packs and 6 bonus packs. I don't have enough of either. So that is pretty disappointing. What a bummer. Well, let's take a look at some of these bonus packs. I'm going to have to put in a support ticket, and then maybe I'll follow up there about that. But the first one up, so I have a camera directly above me. So the first one up is the Swift Djinn. Okay, so this is 7 from hand, 6 from reserve, 475. Interesting stats. This has Scout 3, so this is a new mechanic from Whispers in the Maze, or Whispers from the Maze. Scout is essentially an alternative casting cost, so you can play this card for that mana cost, whatever the Scout mana cost is next to it. The card would immediately go to your reserve when you play it. So the card would enter an expedition, you would get its effect, and then it would immediately go to reserve. So in this case, you would pay 3 mana for its Scout cost, and then the arrow effect is you may put a card from your reserve in your mana zone as a ready mana orb. That's a pretty good effect. It ramps you This is an Axiom. I don't know if there's going to be a bunch of synergy in Axiom with a 7 mana cost thing here, but this is pretty cool. It's a 3 mana ramp spell, if you will. You can put something in your mana zone as a ready mana orb. So really it's kind of 2 mana if you're filling up your reserve. And the support ability says, the next character you play from your hand this turn activates its play from reserve abilities. That's a great support ability. There's already a landmark that does something like this. I think it's called the Foundry. And that landmark is already pretty good. I think this is solid. The stats are also not terrible for what you're getting. You're almost never going to play this for 7 mana from hand. But 6 mana from reserve for a 4/7/5, I don't think is that bad. I don't know, we'll have to see if this synergizes with any other cards from the set. Moving on to the next one, we've got Spirit Wielder. Oh, I don't think I said the name. This was a Swift Gen, but Spirit Wielder. This is a 2 from hand, 2 from reserve. Love that already. I love a cheap unique. We've got a 2/1/2. It says, when you play me from hand, you may discard a character from your reserve. If you do, I gain 1 boost per boosted character you control. So you may discard a character from your reserve. If you do, I gain a boost per boosted character you control. Okay, so you have to discard a card from your reserve, and you have to control boosted characters for this to do anything from hand. Not amazing. Let's see this next effect. When played from reserve, you may pay 1. If you do, I gain 2 boosts, otherwise I gain 1 boost. So from reserve, this is just a 2 mana 3/2/3, and that's not bad. I just noticed this is another Bravos unique. If you've watched my previous videos, that's so many of what I open. I also don't think I've seen a Spirit Wielder in any of the spoilers so far, so this looks like a brand new one. I don't think this card is amazing. I think the play from reserve effect can be good. You get a 2 mana 3/2/3, or you can make it a 3 mana 4/3/4, which is fine. It's not great. I do like that flexibility, and I always love the otherwise, because these cards that say you may pay 1 and get an additional benefit, if they don't have an additional like otherwise on the end here, I don't think they're usually that good, but I think this is just fine. Pretty average unique in my opinion. Let's check out the next one. Okay, so we've got Shortage Supervisor. That's hard to say. 3 from hand, 3 from reserve, 3/3/3. Another Bravos unique, of course. This says, when I'm played from reserve, draw a card. Love that. 3 mana 3/3/3, draw a card from reserve. Incredible. Already quite good in my opinion. Next line says, when I go to reserve from the expedition zone, if your hand is empty, you may discard target permanent. If you're building your deck correctly, your hand should almost never be empty. Maybe there will be synergies in Whisper from the Maze that make you want to discard your hand, fill up your reserve. I'm not sure. This second line of text, basically never going to happen. I think this card is playable just for it being a 3 mana 3/3/3 from both hand and reserve, and it draws you a card. So I think this is just fine, not incredible. And if it ever comes up that your hand is empty and you have a permanent to target and discard, that's just cherry on top, I guess. But I think this is just fine. On to the Bliss Drummer. So this is 4 from hand, 5 from reserve, 0/6/0. Really interesting stat line. This guy has a bunch of text on him, so bear with me. If I have 1 or more boosts, characters other than me cost 1 less to play from your reserve. This effect can't make them cost less than 1. So he has to have a boost, and if he does, characters from your reserve cost 1 less to play. So this is in Lyra. Lyra is okay at putting boosts on things, looking at heroes like Navinka that can put a boost on a character every turn pretty reliably. So the second line says, when I go to reserve from the expedition zone, if you control 1 or more landmarks, you may return a card other than me from your reserve to your hand. The stipulations on these secondary lines I don't love, but it is doing something that Lyra likes to do already. There's a card, Ouroboros Inkcaster, that does this effect. So maybe if you want more of that effect in your deck and you're playing some landmarks, this would be a playable unique. So this is one of the new support abilities. It has this infinity logo or symbol. It says, when you play another character with a base statistics of 0, I gain 1 boost up to a maximum of 2. So that's something that Auroch wants to do, one of the Lyra heroes. His character also synergizes with that in that it has 2 base statistics of 0. And these infinity logo, or this infinity symbol, means this can proc or trigger while this is in your reserve. When you're playing a character that has a base statistic of 0, you can put a boost on this, and then the next time you play it from your reserve, it would keep those boosts as it goes into the expedition. This is a pretty cool support ability because it synergizes well with its first line of text that it has to have boosts to get that effect. So if this goes to your reserve, then you can give it boosts by playing characters with base statistic 0, and then you play it from your reserve, it has the boosts, and it reduces the cost of things in your reserve. So that's pretty cool. I think this is a little bit expensive for what you get, but I think this is just fine. Now let's move on to some of the packs. So the packs here, at first I thought these QR codes and this little circle was printed on the packs, but it turns out that those are just tokens, as far as I can tell, inside the pack, and there's a transparent little window here. It looks like this first line is what your order number was, and the second line is that pack identifier from your order. And since I only have 14 of the 15 that I'm supposed to have, it should be pretty easy to figure out which one I'm missing and put in a support ticket. But I want to open up a few of these just to see what the print quality is like and if there's anything extra or missing in these packs as well. So let's go ahead and open one of these up. It actually has my username on these tokens. That's pretty funny. Yeah, the print quality seems pretty good, actually. I don't see any noticeable defects. I have seen in the past there have been some cards that have like a crinkle at the top that kind of look like this from packaging, where the cards are just too high up when they go to cut them and make this packaging. So I wouldn't be surprised if at least some of these have an issue like that. But let's go ahead and open up a couple more. I don't actually know if those QR codes are going to dox me and display my tracking information or anything like that. I tried to scan one earlier and it just took me to the altered website. So we'll have to see. Maybe I have to take this video down. But let's just open up a few of these and take a look. Yeah, no noticeable defects. These look just great. I can't tell any difference between, oh, actually, there is a damaged card here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there is a ding there on the bottom. So yeah, I think these are fine. There might just be a few that aren't great, like that one. That is a sneezer shroom that took the axe there on the bottom. But yeah, this print-on-demand service is pretty cool, and like I was saying earlier, this shipping cost for this is pretty egregious, and if you were trying to buy the entire first set, for example, like I did in my previous video, if you're trying to buy the entire first set, there's 500 cards in that first set. And if you want a play set of all of those cards, that's 1,500 cards. So 1,500 cards in packs of 300, you'd have to place 5 maxed out orders, and so that's over $1,000. I don't think this system is designed for collectors in that way. I think the system is primarily going to be used by people that just want to build decks and play them at their LGS or in tournaments. This was my experience with Print on Demand, and I'll have to put on a support ticket to try and get my extra bonus packs. Oh, I guess before I wrap up, maybe we should open these and check out what's on the inside. So we've got our unique, we've got a foiler, a rare foiler, some tumults, and some mana convergences. Okay, so not very useful things in that pack. I wonder if they will be different in the next one. I do like the art on the tumults. So we got our unique, another common, 2 common foilers, more tumults, more mana convergences. Okay. Got our unique, a couple common foilers, tumults, and mana convergences. Okay, absolutely useless things in the backs of these bonus packs. They did say that they were going to use these bonus packs as a primary way to protect the unique. Another common and rare foiler, tumults, and mana convergences. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.